Let's start the tutorial without wasting much time. So first we draw a circle, and then to create a perfect circle we tap on the screen and then fill in the circle with a dark pink color. We create a new layer and repeat the same steps for a lighter shade of pink. Create a circle, tap on the screen to get the perfect shape. You can use the select button to move it around so it is in the middle and then fill it up. Then next layer for a circle with a lighter shade. Select your color, draw the circle again, tap on the screen to get the full perfect shape and then fill it in. You can use again the arrow button to move it to the center as per your wish. Then we create another new layer with a lighter shade. Create one more circle. Double tap on the screen if you want to undo anything in Procreate. Draw the circle and again double tap to revert those changes. Select the arrow button and move it to the center. One more mistake and we double tap again to undo changes, and then we move it again and fill in the last color. Now we have different layers of circles with different colors. What are we going to do is we need to create a blurring effect. So we start with the smaller one, or maybe let's start with the outer one first, so we have an idea of how the overall picture will look like. So starting with the outer one, and we use the Gaussian blur. Drag your pencil on the screen to create that blurry effect. Now choose the second layer, do the same steps again, choose Gaussian blur, drag your pencil, and that's it for this layer. Then comes the next layer. Again Gaussian blur, drag your Apple Pencil, and that's it. And the last one. Again choose the same things, dragging, and finally we see our final image. I will do some updates to the second layer. Maybe we can just blur it a bit more to create that seamless effect. I am happy with how this turned out. Now I will join all these layers into one single layer. Then we can use Liquify to create like the flower shape from this circle, but as you can see this will just create like a normal circle, but to create those effects we use the ridges from noise. You can set the scale, octaves, or turbulence based on your choice and the effect that you want, and then drag your pencil so you can see this nice illuminating effect on your circle. Now we have this layer with the image that we want. I will duplicate it so to save it in case I misplace the other one somehow. So then I resize the image a bit, and we choose the Liquify. We use the expand section here and then just long press on the area where you want to create that effect. We repeat this in a way such that the shape looks like a flower, and this comes out pretty well. You can obviously choose like different colors, different sizes based on whatever pattern you want to make. And then one last, like the final center of the flower, I will tap it so to create like an effect here. Once this is done, I will enable the drawing guide. You can set the grid size to be max, so it is just 4 quadrants. Now we can select the shape and move it to the center of the grid, so it makes it easier to later form the patterns. This will take some time. Okay, so we are good now. Let's tap on our layers again, click on duplicate, and again I save one for reference in case my the one that I'm working on is somehow damaged. So we have that one layer. I will duplicate it. I will just mark these so I properly move them to the corner of the frame, but we can see there is an overlap, so I would need to resize the flower again. So I take my flower and make it a bit smaller. Yep, this will fit perfectly into our pattern. I will duplicate this and move it to the left hand side. Next I will duplicate it again, move it to the other corner of the frame, but this is like I'm not very satisfied that this is evenly being put on the side of the frame. So what we can do instead here is we double tap again to bring it back to the original place, and then we mark like the corners so it is easier for us to put. So now I know where exactly to put, and that's it. I create another layer, select it and move it on the other side of the frame. This fits perfectly, so we are good. Another layer and moving it to the final side, but this again looks like not fitting perfectly. Double tap again and do the same trick of drawing the edges so it is easier for you to place. Oops, I created it on the wrong frame, so double tap again and it should be the upper one. Yeah, select it and put it on the right place. So now we have like the first part of our pattern ready. We merge all of this together into one layer. We will select this layer, drag it down to the top left quadrant, and then duplicate, move it to the side, merge these two layers, duplicate it again and place it on the bottom. Our pattern looks good now, and we will do like repeat the same steps again. Merge those layers, move it on the top right side, duplicate this frame and move it to the right side, merge those two layers again, duplicate and move it to the bottom. This looks like a perfect pattern now. At this point we can turn off our drawing guide and see how beautiful it looks. It was a very simple pattern that we created using Procreate. If you liked it, please like, share and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions too.